I had a couple of things to share with you guys. Oh, one of those things is that I've scheduled a haircut finally. I'm gonna get a haircut. I'm not gonna go bald or anything. I'm not gonna go buzz cut. It's just gonna be a little bit of a trimming on the sides and the back, just bringing me up to some sort of standard. I'm gonna go to a very they them gender fluid barbering shop. So I'll make sure that I get the most like I was gonna say anthropomorphic. I'll get the most androgynous haircut at every stage of length. So what I need right now is I need a zhuzh up the hair. So I'll turn it into a pixie. I need to find a queer barbers to exposure therapy myself back into having nice hair. Yeah, true. Other people I think do well with the I might shave my eyebrows. I'm starting to see that on a lot of women and realizing that it doesn't immediately give me the like, oh, I actually am starting to see it as like, oh, that looks good. They look like babies, you sicko. What, with no eyebrows? I don't think that's really the intention, is to look more baby-like. It's actually usually paired with someone who has more like edgy, advanced stylings. As the white Hassan, you should take the fake Hassan to a Turkish barber so he can experience how to be a Hassan for the first time. I mean, to be honest, living in Edmonton, there's probably a lot of good foreign barber shops that can do some haircuts that are fucking unbeknownst to my white ass, which could be fun. Okay, so this is a post that was made 4 hours ago on the Reddit, the Idubbbz Reddit. And I think it's interesting. I don't know. I only read like a couple of these paragraphs, but we'll read the whole thing. Okay. Apologies from a former hater. Brackets serious. They're not trolling. Trolls would never do brackets serious. From what we could tell so far, it does feel like a genuine thing. Hey everybody, this is a genuine post from a throwaway account. No snark, no bullshit. I just had to get this off my chest. I've been reflecting lately on the whole hate campaign. Thank you, Sammy Tings. The whole hate campaign against Ian and Anissa, and I started to feel guilty for my participation in it. And for that, I'd like to offer an apology to them. I lurked on the Kiwi Farms thread. I watched Kino Casino. I turned into H3's podcast when I don't even find the show entertaining. In reality, I was dealing with a lot of grief and bad feelings in my own life, and it felt good to look at somebody I didn't know and think, hey, at least I'm not them. Yes, it is that, that effect that we are all very familiar with, and that, a lot of us are either caught up in because life can be shitty, and like this person said, they were dealing with grief and bad feelings in their own life. Yeah, that is one of the most obvious and easy ways to get pulled into like looking at other people's drama. But it is a temporary hit, it doesn't fix anything in your life. It is a temporary, not even Band-Aid. It's almost like your arm can be severed. But you're like drinking some alcohol to like kind of numb the pain, that's what it feels like to me. But after touching some grass, I realized that that's probably not a good way of dealing with my shit. It feels too sentient. That's my problem, is it feels too sentient. Like it doesn't matter if I know these people or not. I just didn't like that this was how I was spending my time or who I was associating myself with, even under the cover of darkness. I mean, seems really valid. Like, yeah, it's, to be honest, I've had that thought before. Did he do something personal or like in real life? Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're just, describing lurking and being a part of it, maybe posting comments and shit like that, maybe just being engaged, even liking a post like that is engagement and it's encouraging and you are part of it, right? Like it does feel gross. And, you know, they even said this is a throwaway account, so they're not like outing themselves in any way. But I mean, I could see that. I could see someone doing that, just feeling a little bit like, ugh, this is like a lot. This is obsessive. I mean, you honestly, you'd expect a lot of the H3 fans at this point to react in this way, to basically say like, oh, like they're way too obsessive on this show. I'm gonna take a step back. Like that's a very reasonable reaction, especially when every single fucking episode it's just starting shit with people or continuing shit with people. H-Rog says, I watched every episode of the H3 podcast for years until a little over a year ago. I had no idea how much it made me so angry all the time. Yeah, it's tough, man. That's one of the reasons why I try to just stay cognizant of the hater ass bitch content that I'm making, is because it can make you feel good. It could feel validating in some ways, especially when you've surrounded yourself with people who, you know, validate that opinion. And it's like, okay, you know, I'm safe. But there's other things in the world. There's other grass. There's grass to touch. There's grass to mow. Ian and Anissa are flawed people who made some mistakes, and I do think they should come out with genuine apologies to folks like Dad, AB, etc., who got hurt along the way. But I don't think there are any true winners in this whole beef. So, like, this is one of those things where I couldn't disagree more. Obviously, they don't know my personal relationship with Nathan or AB. They don't know Anissa and I's personal relationship with them, the conversations we've had. So again, this is some shit that's like, yeah, to your perspective, I guess, like just viewing it from the one angle, but there are other angles and other perspectives to interpret. And I just kind of have to ignore shit like this because it's whatever. Again, it's one angle. And then we have, I think the coach was being unprofessional. So he's referring, or this person's referring to my disgraced boxing coach. I think the coach was being unprofessional. His wife was just itching for a fight. And they're both aligning themselves with bad actors for money and clout. I think Ethan is using this to distract himself from his deep resentment of Hassan, who's regularly working with bona fide celebrities and politicians. I think the Kino Casino dudes found a way to profit off of their hateful personalities, and anybody proudly using Kiwi Farms is an actual fucking weirdo. Valid. That's a very valid and truthful statement. I think a few people do have real reasons to be angry at Ian and Anissa, but they're being used as pawns by irrelevant parties who want to revel in their destruction. Yeah, and it's entertaining, right? Like, there's a lot to that. Even when I was hanging out with we made the documentary with Dax Flame, and there was even a moment where I was like, oh, this could be cool, like a cool segment with Dax, because Dax is such a unique and funny person. I was like, cool, the H3 podcast, like having Dax on. And, you know, what Ethan decided to do is focus on the drama of Dax and a little segment of Dax's book, which was talking about Charlie Puth and like how he, you know, was just kind of having an immature reaction to Charlie Puth. And he decided to just feed into that basically and want drama to get started out of this weird random Charlie Puth thing. And at that time I was like, man, out of all the things that Dax could be like providing as entertainment, it's so fucking weird to focus on the drama. Like Dax doesn't want to be fucking mean. He doesn't want to rant about how he hates someone. And it was very obvious that that was the case. I mean, it's the shock jock thing, and I don't know. It's very difficult to be the liberal shock jock because your brain is at odds with the principles that you've established or the boundaries you've established on your show. So you're constantly like battling with these two sides where you're like, I don't give a fuck. I'll like bring whoever on and fuck with them in different ways, but I have to not be unethical. And it's like, okay, so how about we don't start from the sort of what would you call that? The mindset of like, how can I make other people be the entertainment for my show? You should start from the place of, how can I be the entertainment for my show? Where above all, I don't think Ina and Issa are bad people. I think they've made some serious errors that they can't seriously grapple with right now, since they become understandably angry and defensive after years of online harassment. It would be insane to expect anybody to react perfectly while they're under constant attack. Yeah, that's fair. The serious errors thing as well, like sometimes these sort of comments, I'm just like, sometimes they're vague and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, is the serious errors is like doing a Creator Clash 3, doing something like that? Because if that's the case, I'm like, yeah, like that's a serious error. I could see that, you know, getting people's hopes up or getting people involved in something that didn't end up, you know, panning out and that a lot of people thought was a bad idea in the first place. Like, yeah, you could say that was a serious error, but I worry that people conflate these ideas because that's a serious, like, business error. Condescending Walrus says, I was a 2015 edgelord and identified as a lib. In retrospect, I was a pretty shitty ass lib. I'm a leftist now and actually matured in my summer of humor. Summer of humor. Some people don't, unfortunately, and is now blatantly obvious who didn't. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's so fucking annoying, right? Because, like, this person had mentioned Dad. It's like, I'm sorry, fucking Dad was in these Nathan was in these previous 2 events, and he got paid for both events. And even in the third one, the one that got canceled, he still got paid. So, like, he got paid and he didn't have to fight. Like, that is a really good fucking outcome. And I don't know why, like, I mean, obviously it's not as good as the outcome of I got to box, but he got two fucking fights. And then he got paid to not fight. Like, I mean, I just don't know where the crash outs about this shit are at all justified. It's a lot of, I don't know. It's a lot of selfishness and it's a lot of fucking clout suck. I really don't get it. Wait, I thought the way he talked, he didn't get paid. He got fucking paid. He absolutely got paid. Like, this is why it's so obnoxious to address this shit. Is like, I can't keep up with the amount of lies that the commentary channels spread. And, like, it's just, like, I don't, what do you, there would certainly be a lot more fighters coming out saying that, like, shitting on me and Anissa if it was as he paints it to be. Also, we made money for charity every year. Yes. Even this year, the event that didn't end up getting put on, that got canceled, we did everything we could in the lead up to it to raise money. It was close to $250,000 that was raised this year for Creator Clash. And the year before, it was close to $250,000 as well. Obviously, that was after, that was like a post-event fundraiser, because I was like, oh shit, we didn't make any money. But yeah, I don't know. People can be really fucking shitty when it comes to charity stuff. And I don't know, man. Like, I think Anissa in particular is just the next target for a public that loves to hate women. People are always looking for a reason to attack women, and once they find it, they use the opportunity to exercise their worst misogynistic impulses. Happens all the time. Same story, different day. Now, I wonder if this makes me really feel like some of these self-aware comments in here definitely make me feel like this is a woman posting this. Especially having a paragraph dedicated to, you know, saying that they feel Anissa is uniquely targeted. I don't think that would be something the average, like, parasocial hater would, parasocial male hater would find worth posting about. And you know, the telltale sign that this is a disproportionate hate campaign run by miserable people is the fact that most of the folks directly affected by the Jomha's behavior have moved the fuck on. They expressed their disappointment in the moment and kept pushing. I think this is probably one of the most telling bits here, because there are a lot of people that we have, like, worked with directly, and they have not fed into this weirdo shit. But the people who have, like, there's a lot of people that we worked with in the boxing world, aside from my disgraced boxing coach, and we have a good relationship with many of those people. And, you know, that's why we were set to do a third event. But yeah, I think it's telling.
You should kill yourself now.